It's Friday, and as you know, we always have something exciting for you in our Foodie Friday right here on Breakfast Central. Now, if you've ever lived or still live in a country where you experience the biting cold weather and seasons, you will know that tea drinking is serious business. From the young to the old, a cup of tea can give you a home at last feeling. But Africans also love their tea, and beyond that, there are also health benefits to drinking tea, and the latest Fit Fam lifestyle trend has created a market that attracts natural and initiated tea lovers to business-minded breweries. Now, we have a special guest on Breakfast Central. She is the founder of the Brew and Sip Tea Company. Now, here to discuss how to make tea drinking an exciting part of our lifestyles, we have Lola Majekodunmi. Lola, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, just take a deep breath. Just think you're making that tea. You're getting ready to have a good day or a good evening. So tell me, how did you get into tea drinking, tea brewing as a business?
Okay, so from a young age, actually, I've always been into drinking tea.
In this hot Nigeria?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in the UK.
Okay.
So it's part of like the culture
yes,
to drink
very much
tea.
so.
So I've always been like a tea drinker. So moving to Nigeria, I realized that the quality of tea that I was drinking over there wasn't the same as the quality that I found here. So then I started exploring how to like make tea and exploring like different ingredients to actually get the desired tea that I liked. So I used to make tea for myself, and then my family members would be like, what's this that you're always making? Let's try it. So I made some for family members, and I started, colleagues were asking and friends were asking also. So then that's how later I just found myself giving it out to friends and family, and I was like, this is the one that everyone's enjoying my tea.
And that you're giving it out.
Can't I make money from it? And then that's how we just started selling tea.
So how long have you been in business now?
I started February last year.
February last year. So what has the experience been from there to now? You're going to be a year in a couple of weeks. So there's an anniversary coming up. What has it been like?
It's been great. Like the reception that I've gotten from the tea has been amazing. Everyone seems to love it. So yeah, it's been really good. All
right. So for a lot of people, they see a lot of things about decaf and caffeinated teas and things like that. But what really is the difference? Is there a major difference? Do they really affect us differently when we take them in?
Okay, yeah. So decaffeinated tea is tea that has, let's say, little to no amount of caffeine. And then caffeinated tea is tea that has caffeine inside. But because the foundation of decaf or caffeinated tea is tea, I wouldn't say that it has like a major effect on your body. So caffeinated tea, you'll find that in black teas and green teas, and those teas, they kind of just like pick you up in the morning. They're not as bad as like coffee, for example. Like you won't start shaking if you drink too much of too much green tea,
or have withdrawal symptoms if you're not drinking.
Exactly. So caffeinated tea, I would say, is not that bad. It just like picks you up, and the positives outweigh the negatives. For example, like green tea is full of antioxidants and amino acids and stuff like that. So it's still healthy for you, but it just has that little buzz.
Okay, the little buzz. And I know a lot of people like that buzz in the morning.
Exactly.
So how do you, in terms of blends, because we can see here you brought with you lemongrass and mint green tea.
Yes.
We also have the sweet hibiscus. I'm gonna try that one. And we also have the lemon and ginger tea. So when it comes to the blends, how do you sort of explore which different flavors and flavor profiles mingle together best on the tongue?
So when I'm creating my blends, really is like kind of like a guessing game. So you're kind of mixing and matching like ingredients. So all our ingredients, we use locally sourced ingredients. So what I do most times is I buy like different ingredients and I just start mixing them together at home. Some go, some don't go, and then the ones that do go.
What's the worst one you've ever mixed together?
The worst one, so I was being creative and I mixed, let's say, I think black tea with like chili flakes and orange, and it was
Is that because you're in Nigeria? This chili
I
part
wanted
of
to
it?
try and spice it up a little bit, but yeah.
But I'm not sure if it will probably be as bad as maybe aloe vera tea or something. Because
I can imagine that not being nice.
So a lot of people like different types, and then different teas are said to have different health benefits. You talked about green tea and antioxidants and things like that. But if somebody might have some issues sleeping, is there a tea you would recommend? If somebody wants that perk, but maybe not necessarily taking caffeinated tea, what would you recommend? If somebody's looking to soothe an upset stomach, I hear that lemongrass is quite good for that as well. So what are some of those teas that have a bit more specific health benefits?
Okay, for example, I can use the teas here as an example. For the lemon and ginger tea we have is perfect if you're not feeling well. So if you have a cold, if you have a flu, that's great. If you have maybe indigestion as well, the lemon and ginger tea will be perfect. Lemongrass and mint green tea is good because of the green tea and the caffeine. It's good if you want to pick yourself up. Green tea is excellent if you're trying to lose weight. It also helps with constipation and helps with digestion. And then the sweet hibiscus tea is actually a fruit tea with the different type of fruits with hibiscus inside. So this is really good for hibiscus. Is actually a very powerful flower. So it's good for lowering blood pressure.
Is that not zobo?
It is zobo. It is. But the sweet hibiscus tea is good to lower blood pressure. It's also good for apparently it helps prevent cancer. Okay. It's also good for like your skin, your hair. It gives you that really nice glow.
So I hope you know this one's not going backwards. We need to glow in 2020. No problem. Okay, so this next question is a very important one because people cannot decide what is the proper way to brew a cup of tea.
Ooh, what a tricky question. Okay, the proper way to brew a cup of tea. I wouldn't say there is one correct way to brew a cup of tea. Okay. For example, I will say how I suggest you to drink my tea.
How do you brew, Lola, your cup of tea?
Okay, for instance, you get a tea bag, you put it in your cup, and you boil water. So the people who are really deep into how to brew their tea, your water should be at a particular temperature. Now, I know like in this side of the world, we should just boil the water, pour the whole water straight into the cup. Yeah. But for example, if you have like herbal teas, it's better to brew it at, let's say, 80 degrees. And if you have maybe like green tea, I think it's better to boil it about 60 degrees. So it can be very specific. You can have a thermometer and start measuring. And check the temperature of the water. Some people are quite... I have not arrived to that level yet. But with this tea, I would just say, brew it like you brew a normal tea. Put your tea bag inside the cup. Pour your freshly boiled water into the tea. I would say that you should leave the tea bag to steep for like 6 to 8 minutes because
6 to 8 because
of the way the ingredients are like chopped inside the tea bags, and then sweeten as taste and drink. Okay, so talking about sweetening and taste and drink, a lot of people actually will not take their tea without milk and sugar. Yes. I'm happy I'm not one of those people. But lemon and sugar is my preferred method. But there are those who will take, especially when you have artisanal teas like this, they'll take it straight. How do you get people to convert? Because there is a difference when milk and sugar don't end up overpowering the flavor profiles that are available in these teas. Well, I think when it comes to milk and sugar, I honestly believe is a cultural perception. For example, in the UK, they drink predominantly like black tea, like your Earl Greys, your English breakfast, and that typically goes with milk and sugar. The Asians, for example, Chinese people, they drink a lot of green tea, and that doesn't go with milk and sugar. No, it doesn't. I know in this part of the world, we drink more black tea. For example, in the morning, we drink a lot of black tea, like to have with bread and egg or whatever your preference. But I would say that it depends on the type of tea you're drinking, because you would not find anybody that would drink herbal tea with milk and sugar. I hope not. Are you sure about that? I hope. I can tell you, I'm very sure there's somebody out there right now that was taking that cup of herbal tea with milk and sugar straight to, like, they said, what did she just say? I hope not. But I think it depends on the actual tea that you drink, whether you have milk and sugar. Okay. But there is yeah, black tea you'll have milk and sugar. Some people take it without, but most likely you'll have.
Earlier you mentioned herbal teas and fruit teas, and I'm a big fan. If you go to my desk, I think I have like 7 different versions of it. But fruit teas are really a big thing now.
Yes.
They weren't so big many years ago, and again, as you said, it was basically the English versions of the teas and then the Asian version of the teas, and now they're on the market. So what do you see? What do Nigerians buy the most of, especially now if they're exposed to the variety of tea that's available?
From my experience, I know Nigerians buy a lot. So our best seller actually is our sweet hibiscus tea. So Nigerians, they love the fruit tea. Yes, exactly. And it's not, when you drink it, it's not like you're drinking tea. So it's like you're drinking, to me it tastes like Ribena. So it's like you're drinking like warm Ribena. But I know, for example, when it comes to tea, everybody wants detox tea and slimming tea.
We're gonna get into that. So have you been tempted to sort of go in that line? And then there is a lot of controversy. You have a lot of celebrity influencers and social media influencers who are saying, oh, I lost the baby weight with this, I lost it. And then doctors are coming out that some of these teas are not exactly doing that. A lot of them serve more as laxatives. So all the bathroom you're going through and everything that you feel you're detoxing is because some of these teas come with a laxative quality. So have you felt the temptation to sort of go into detox teas? And do teas really detox you?
So what I want to do in the future is I will hopefully create a tea blend that detoxes you in a a detox tea. Yes, I will create a detox tea in the future, but it's not like I'm going to move on to just slimming teas and detox teas. No, it's just our teas are just herbal teas, but I will have like a detox tea in there. But the detox teas, I wouldn't say they slim you, or I wouldn't say you'll lose weight. Naturally, if you're going to the bathroom a lot, you will lose weight with the laxatives.
A lot of water weight.
Exactly. But I would say when you drink a lot of teas, it helps compress your appetite. So you won't eat as much as you normally do, depending on how many times a day you drink your tea. You won't eat as much as you normally do. But I think it's all like
marketing and packaging.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so let's talk about Tea Party Drive. Is that something you're interested in? Because we know, we've seen movies and we see little girls playing tea party, either first in their parents, the dads, the nannies, whoever, the teddy bears, to be with them in the tea party. But again, as you said, it's something that we see with Nigerians at home for breakfast, but sort of sitting down and having a tea party. Ladies getting together for maybe what would I say? Maybe what's that thing they do for babies? Can you imagine? I have a baby.
Baby shower.
Remember. Baby shower. Thank you so much. Baby shower tea parties. Are you trying to sort of find a way, especially here in Lagos, that's quite much more cosmopolitan than the rest of the country, and really on top of the trends, sort of influencing, putting together tea parties for people?
Oh yes, definitely. So we're actually looking into creating like more tea like experiences and tea events. For example, later on this year, I have like a tea making workshop that I will do, and then hopefully from there we can now venture into like doing more like customized tea parties for people. But it's really getting people to know about it and getting that sort of maybe awareness, because tea parties, I don't think it's within the Nigerian culture like that. So yeah, it's just to like break into the market and let people know that, hey, there's such thing as a tea party. And
Okay, so just as we have wine tasting, I like a nice grino myself, swirl it around, smell it, hold it on the tongue. Yes, I know how to taste wine. But, do we have brewing companies that also sort of do tasting parties? And do you do those for people who sort of find an opportunity to really figure out what they like or what combination? And then I'll ask this question after you answer this one.
Yes, we definitely are we're open to do tea tastings, because especially in Nigeria, a lot of people don't know that we have a massive tea plantation in Taraba State. So that's where my green tea, for example, is from there, and black tea. And the teas are actually different from the teas that you'll find abroad. So tea tastings are definitely something that I'll be definitely doing.
So do you also do special blends? Like if my preference is peppermint and lavender and it's not something you normally have, can I ask for that? Can I come in and have the samplings of that and sort of put together my own, tab blend? Even if you sell it, I get 5% of commission on top.
Yes, definitely. Depending that we have the ingredients, or we have the ingredients in Nigeria, then lavender is not grown in Nigeria, but if we have the ingredients, then definitely I'll try my best to source it, and then I can make custom blends for you.
So what do you do about those, some of the ingredients or some of the flavors that are not grown here and you have to bring in from outside? How does that side of the business work?
So what we do is we just stick to the ingredients that we can find here.
Okay.
So I try not to import any of my ingredients at all. So if I don't have if we don't grow an ingredient in Nigeria, you wouldn't find it in the tea. So the tea company is basically about using locally sourced ingredients to create our tea blends.
All right, so Kenya, Ethiopia, two of the continent's biggest exporters of their tea leaves, of their variety of tea, and they're very, very well sought after on the international market. What's your expansion idea? What do you think Sip and Brew is going to be in the next few years?
By God's grace, it'll be a household name. So I definitely want to conquer the Nigerian market before I move anywhere else. I definitely want Brew and Sip to be a household name in Nigeria first, before we move to other African countries.
So you use a silk packaging, right? So this is different than what we've been used to. I think it's a very light kind of paper. That's the traditional one that many are used to. Is there a difference in how it brews, in how it diffuses?
Yes, so the reason why we use these silky tea bags is because it allows the ingredients to infuse better with the water. So you're tasting the quality of the tea. The quality of the tea is much better than the ones that you see in that like paper tea bags.
Okay, so what can I expect? The first one we're trying, or I'm trying, is the lemongrass mint. I can already smell. I can smell the lemongrass, which is a very strong scent on its own. It's a very strong ingredient in anything you do. And I can see, is it actually grass? It's actually grass. But it's grass, it's lemongrass. So what should I expect from this?
So this tea, as soon as you drink it, the lemongrass will hit you.
Okay.
And then you now feel the cooling sensation of the mint, and then the green tea will kind of just pick you up a little bit.
It's exactly what she said. It really is what you said. And lemongrass is such a strong ingredient, but so is ginger. So pairing them together, how does that really, because the ginger comes in more as a hint, like a third note right there. How does that work?
So with the ginger, which is this one, the lemongrass and ginger tea, so the ginger comes in as like, kind of like a, can I say a heating agent? Like it warms you up sort of thing. This is everyone's favorite, our sweet hibiscus tea. Everybody's favorite.
Lola. Oh my goodness, wow. And I wish I could show them the coloring, how it really takes in. So you think you're doing
red.
What? Okay.
That's from the hibiscus.
Okay. What else is in this?
So our sweet hibiscus tea has coconut, apple,
I can smell the coconut.
Pineapple, and hibiscus.
Oh my God. Like this tea you need nothing with this. Okay, yeah, I can see why this is a favorite.
And if you're into like sweetness, it's awesome with honey.
Okay,
awesome with honey.
We know what happens after the show today. And the final one is the lemongrass.
Neverland Ginger.
Okay, it almost looks like water because of course both of them are, even when you're using them as ingredients, the color themselves.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the ginger.
You get the ginger at the end. So the ginger kicks in after the lemongrass. Okay. That takes a bit longer. And the longer you steep it, the stronger the ginger gets.
Oh, I see. It's the lemon, and even then the lemon seems a bit light.
Yes.
So the ginger, okay. That tingling. That tingling. Okay, I love this. Lola, fantastic job you are doing with Sip and Brew. I'm very sure you're going to have a lot of fans here at New Central. But we talked about what next for you, and we talked about expansion. You wanting to really make your mark on the local market before going forward. So, you know, who were the first customers you have as we start wrapping things up now?
The first customers definitely was family.
They paid, right? Eventually.
Of course. They had no choice. They paid, definitely. Family, and then family, then my colleagues at work. You know, I use them to like test whether these teas were actually good, were they sellable. And then, then we now moved on to the world. All
right, so for your 1 year anniversary, are you going to do anything to market? It's been 1 year in business. Doing business in Nigeria can be difficult as a small scale business and a small entrepreneur and everything. So are you going to do anything to mark 1 year?
So we're going to do some giveaways. So if you just check out on our social media, at Brew and Sip Tea, and then you'll see the giveaways that we have.
All right, Lola Majekodunmi, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
We did our own tea brewing and tasting right here, and I can definitely see why the sweet hibiscus with, you said coconut, pineapple, and hibiscus and apple, why it's a personal favorite for many Nigerians. Those are flavors we're very, very used to. And the initial smell, fantastic, absolutely fantastic work.
Thank you, sir.
Well, if you enjoyed watching this video, click here to get more of it, and don't forget to click here to subscribe.